Hi everybody, welcome back. So this is the next tutorial on painting this Teutonic Knight, and I'm going to apply some more flesh tones, and again in the same process I did the first in the last video, just kind of really thin layers. But what I'm going to do going forward from this video is I'm going to work on different pieces of the bust to kind of move things along. So what I was thinking about doing, so after today I'll paint the flesh tones, right, continue to work those up, but then what I thought I'll do is I'll do a separate video in between doing the chainmail and the hat along with the leather straps here, and then I'll do these big buttons here along with the cord going across, and then obviously the hat. That way I can at least kind of move this along, and then I'll probably do, and what I thought I would do for the rest of the face tones, because these layers will get thinner and thinner and thinner, in what I thought I would do. Sorry, I'm going to start that sentence again. What I thought I would do is I'll do a series, like I'll go in and paint a layer, I'll video it, then paint another layer and video it, and then release it as one video, so you'll see the buildup instead of doing separate ones for each layer. And then I'll come back and I will work on the facial hair and do that as a separate video. That way I'm not totally boring everybody about what I'm doing, and it won't be, 30 separate videos on how to paint this thing. So without further ado, I'm gonna at least do the next layer on here, which probably will not take very long, and I'll take some stills of what I've done, that way you can see it a little bit better than what's on the video. Oh, I do have a question for those of you who do post your videos, where you're doing tutorials and things like that. Any suggestions on different camera angles or different camera setups? So right now, the way this is set up, the camera is directly in front of me on a tripod, and I'm painting around it. I have seen other people who have done it where, the camera is directly above this, so you're looking down. I'm assuming that there's some sort of tripod or some sort of brace or something that holds your camera doing that. If anybody uses something like that, if you can leave me a suggestion about what you're using as your tripod camera angle setup, that would be greatly appreciated. That way I can try to make this a little bit better and a little bit easier for me. So let's get started. Again, still using the same palette and flesh tones and things like that. And since this will go rather quickly, I'm just going to go through doing the next layer of shadows and then highlights in here, because it won't take very long. Again, using my 50-50 mix of pine gum and linseed oil, I'm going to go in and start to straighten this out. Also, I should mention, in between each session, because this is oil paint, I cover the palette with a paper towel, and then I go in and put it in my freezer, and it actually keeps the paint viable for weeks. Okay. A little bit across the cheek there. Get a little bit Just at the top there. A little bit on the corner of the nose here, and a little bit in there too. A little bit more. Get this a little bit better in shot here. Let me zoom back out a little bit here. Maybe you can see it better. Again, I'm still using not, so I essentially have on my palette for my darks, or actually for my lights and my midtones and my darkest shadows, I have 3 colors mixed up. So each one is a grade of hue within that. So like I have a really dark shadow, and then a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter, and then I move into my midtones where it's even lighter. It continues to move up into where it's my, you know, brightest highlight. So, and essentially that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just adding what is the last of my dark shadows to this. And just in areas where I feel that that's going to work. Now, obviously when I go in to paint the hair and everything, that'll all get cleaned up. And hopefully there's not too much of a glare here so you can actually see what I'm doing. Again, this is really, really thinned paint. Okay. I'll kind of work a little bit on the crease up here. Make sure I'm in shot. Okay. Let's come over here, work a little bit on the top of the eyelid here. And run down along that crease, inside that one, and a little bit on that. And it doesn't seem like I'm putting any paint on here, but in the end, it'll all blend really nicely and make some nice even contours. I don't know if I've ever said this, but if you've never seen, or if you've ever seen those really, really realistic photo paintings that look like photos, ultimately that is my goal, to make something like this look so real that you can't tell that it was painted. Eventually, with practice, I hope to get there. Again, work on the corner of the nose here. And just above the little crease. A little little bit on the edge here. Okay. Get the top of the cheek. Get a little bit more in here. Underneath the eyebrow. I think I need to do a little bit in here too. Hopefully you can see all of this. Okay. Alright, so that was the last layer of dark. So now I'm going to go back and hit some of the more midtones, and then the very last thing will be all the light, the highlights. But right now, so I'm going to work a little bit onto my midtone here. Especially, let's see, right at the top of the cheek here, at the top of this crease on the eye. Right, especially like right here, top of the mouth. Okay. I'm going to just continue to work up the nose here a little bit. Kind of like that. You can actually see a little bit of a difference between one side to the other. I don't know if that's actually showing up or not, or if it's too much of a glare. I will take some photos at the end. Okay. And again, I'm going to work right at the top of the cheek on this side. Kind of barely bringing that in, the top of that wrinkle, a little bit on the side here, just kind of moving it down. I hope everybody's enjoying this. I'm enjoying doing it. I just hope it all makes sense. And if it doesn't, please ask. Because I'm really the first time that I've actually tried to kind of do something like this. A step-by-step process. Alright. So that's it for just adding those in. Now again, like I said, I will allow these layers to dry. In the process though, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start, I'll do another video again, like I said, based on, you know, different parts so I can move this along a little bit. So, I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Thank you to everybody who's newly subscribed. I appreciate you coming out to watch. And thank you everybody for commenting. So please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.